Hello Year 3s, welcome back to your maths lessons. It's Miss Lewis here this time, and today we are going to be looking at multiplying two-digit numbers. So it's sort of the same as yesterday, but we're looking at a bit of a different method and a different way of writing things. So we're starting here with our in focus problem. Let's have a look at this question together. There are 23 children in a class. How many children are there in two classes? Let's have a think then. Over here we've got some things to help us. We have got our base 10, so we've got two 10s, which makes 20, and three 1s. And here they are on place value cards as well, so we've got 20 and 3, and together that makes 23. So pause the video for a second, have a little think about what you would do to solve this problem. Okay, so hopefully you've had a little think. Looking at it, I think there are two different things we could do. So we're trying to find out how many children there are in two classes. So I know I could do 23 add 23, there are two classes, and I'd be able to find my answer using that. Have a little think then, what's 23 add 23? I'm going to add my two 3's together and get 6, and add 20 add 20 and get 40. I'm going to get 46. Okay, that's one way of doing it. But can you think of another way? Remember, in this lesson we are looking at multiplying. I think you might have got it. We can do 23 times by 2. So remembering our steps from yesterday, always good to multiply the 1s, then multiply the 10s. So I know that 2 times 3 is 6. I know my 3 times table. And I know that, well, now I'm doing 2 times 20. Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4. And then if I just times that by 10, I get 40. So it's going to be 46. Brilliant, well done if you got that and worked out those two different methods. We're going to have a look now at how they solved that on the next page. Okay then, in our Let's Learn we have helpfully got some steps here. So the first thing they've done, if you can see here, they have partitioned 23 into 3 1s, which is 3, and 2 10s, which is 20. So that's always going to be our first step. We need to partition our two-digit number. Okay, how many 1s are there? How many 10s are there? And it's always helpful to draw out this model, I find. Okay, then they tell us, step 1, multiply the 1s by 2, because we know that the number sentence we're doing is 23 times 2. So we know we've got 3 1s, says it here, 3 1s, and we are timesing it by 2. 3 1s times 2 gives us 6 1s. And what they've done here, if you look over here, they've put it into a column. So this is our column multiplication. So what they've done, they started with the number at the top, 23, and the number we're timesing by goes underneath. So here's our 2. And what they've done is they've done 2 times 3 and then have written it down here underneath. So when we come to our workbook, this is the way we're going to be writing it out. So all they've done is done 3 times 2, 3 times 2, and I've got 6 and written it in that column. Okay, step 2 then, we need to multiply the 10s by 2. So helpfully here they've written 2 10s times 2 gives us 4 tens. Okay, and we know that 4 tens is the same as 40. There we go. So coming back to our column then, can you see how it's highlighted in a colour? Instead of, we've done 3 times 2 here, and we've got 6. Now we're looking at 2 times 20. Remember, this number is 20 because it's in the tens column, it's not a 2. And we've got 2 times 20, and that gives us 40. Okay, so that was step 1, multiply the ones. Step 2, multiply the tens. And now we come to step 3, which is to add the product. So remember, product is the answer of a times in question. Okay, the product of 2 numbers, you have to times them together. So we need to add them up. So our first answer up here, we got 6. For step 2, we got 40. So now we need to add 40 and 6. And we get 46. Okay, so coming back to our column again, the way we do this is we take the numbers that have that we've written as the answer to our timesing, and we turn that into a column addition. Okay, so we can see here they've drawn an extra line underneath, and they've drawn a plus sign here so we know what we're doing, and then they've just done a simple column addition. So 6 add 0 is 6, and then we've got 0 up here, or nothing up here, add 4, and we've got 4. There we go, so 46. 23 times 2 is 46, and there are 46 children in the 2 classes. If you found this a little bit tricky, you can pause the video and go back and listen to it again to help you with that column method, but we're going to move on to some guided practice now. Okay then, so it's on to our guided practice. So hopefully you have got this from the website. You have either printed it out or you've got it there in front of you. So let's just have a look then. It's the same method we're using. Our first question, we have got 13 times by 3, and really helpfully they have partitioned it out for us already. So I'm going to go through this first one with you so we can remember how to set it out. Okay, coming over here to our column then. Our first step, remember the first step is to always multiply the ones. So I'm going to do 3 times 3. And I know that 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm going to put in 9 here, just below. There we go, 3 times 3, we've got 9. My next one, I'm going to times by this 3 again. Ooh, am I timesing by 1 or am I timesing by something else? Well done, I'm timesing by 10 because the 1 is in the tens column, okay? So I'm going to do 3 times 10. And I know that 3 times 10 is 30. So I'm going to come and write it down here. There we go. So I've times my ones, 3 times 3 is 9, done the tens, 3 times 10 is 30, and now I just need to add it together, so hopefully they've got the plus sign already there, so we know that we are adding. So we've got 9 add 0, well, I know that's 9, we're not adding anything to it. And then in the next column, I've got nothing here, so I'm just going to put in my 3. So there we go, that's my answer. We've times the ones, times the tens, we've added them together, and we've got 39, so I'm going to come and put it in my answer box here. There we go. So I'm going to give you a minute, 3 more of these questions. I'll leave them like this for you to answer. So I want you to have a go at these, and then I will come back with the answers. If you're struggling, just wait until I go through them. Okay, let's look through them all then. So for this one we have got let's get rid of that. We have got 31. They've partitioned the 10, but we need to partition the 1, so I know that that's going to be 1 in there. We come over here, we need to do 3 times 1, which I know is 3. In. Then we need to do 3 times 30. This one is a little bit trickier, so what I'm going to think of first is 3 times 3, I know that's 9, and then times that by 10 to get 90. So we're using the method from a couple of days ago to help us here. Okay, and then I add them together, so I get 3 in there, 9 in there, and we get 93. Yours will be a lot neater than mine. This one then, it's our turn to partition. So I'm imagining I've got place value columns at the top. I have 4 1s and 3 10s, which is 30. And I bring them over here. And I'm multiplying by 2 this time. So first I do 2 times 4, which I know is 8. Then I'm going to do 2 times 30. Remember, you can do 2 times 3 first and then times it by 10. So 2 times 3 is 6, and then times that by 10 is 60. And again, add them together. We've got 8 in here, 6 in here, so our answer is 68. There we go. This one then, this last one, number 4, find the product of 2 and 41. So can you remember what product means? Yep, it just means timesing it together. Okay, so I'm going to take my 41, I'm going to draw a partition, so I've got 40 and 1, and then I'm going to draw out my column, which won't look as nice as the ones on here. So 41 times by 2. Draw my line in. Okay, so I start with 2 times 1. It's an easy one, I know that's 2. And then 2 times 40. Well, I know that 2 times 4 is 8. Times that by 10, I get 80. So remember to write it in the right columns. Get 80 there. Okay, and then I just need to add them together. So my 2 here and my 8 here. So my answer for this one is 82. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is open up your Maths No Problem workbooks to page 119 and have a go at that worksheet. Okay, so here we have our worksheet and it's been set out in this column method. It's just 4 questions today. Here's the first bit, there's the next bit. I can't fit it all on my screen. Okay, so if you haven't completed it already, pause the video and then we'll go through the answers together. Okay, here we go, here are our answers. I'm just going to go through the first one so we can double check it. So we have already partitioned out the number. We have got 2 times 4 and we know that that is 8. Written it in. Then we've got 2 times 10, which we know is 20, and we have added those together. 8 add nothing is 8, nothing add 2 is 2. Brilliant. On to our next one then. 3 times 3, we got 9, and then 3 times 20. If you're not sure of 3 times 20, so it's good to do 3 times 2 first, which is 6, and then times that by 10. Now we get 60. That's what we've got here, and added them together. So 9 add 0 is 9, nothing add 6 is 6. Down here then, 4 times 2, we get 8, and then 4 times 20, is 80. And we get 88. And the last one, 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 40, if we're not sure, we can do 2 times 4, which is 8, and times it by 10, we get 80, and adding those together, we get 86. So well done if you got any of them right. If you struggled, don't worry, it's a tricky method doing this long multiplication, that's what we call it, but you can re-watch the video to help you understand it. If you have completed your maths work for today and maybe found it a bit challenging, that's okay, you can stop now. If you want a bit more of a challenge, then stay watching and we have got some extension questions for you. Okay then, here are some extension questions. So we've got some filling in the boxes here. This one, we have to choose which symbol to put in to compare these calculations. And this one, we need to find out how many different calculations we can make when we put these different digits in here. So this is a 2-digit number multiplied by a 1-digit number, and then we're answering some questions about those. Okay, so pause the video here, and then the next slide you see is going to be the answers, and then I will go over one of these questions. Okay, so here are our answers. Well done if you got any of those right. Remember, it's a challenge, so don't worry if you made some mistakes. This is challenging yourself. So pause it here if you want to see your answers. And then I'm going to go on to this one to go through. So it says use this symbol, or this symbol to compare these calculations. Just have a think to yourself. You might need to pause the video. What do these symbols mean? When was the last time you used them? Hopefully you should have used this symbol here quite recently. Okay, we know that this one means less than, this number is less than this number, and this one means greater than, like our crocodile jaws, and the crocodile is always trying to eat the bigger number. So to be able to do this then, we need to work out what these answers are. So let's use our columns. 32 times 3. It's a very bad 3 there. So 3 times 2, I know that is 6. 3 times 30, ooh, need to do a quick 3 times 3 to help me with that one. 3 times 3 is 9, times that by 10, 90. Add those together, I get 96. Okay, so the first one, 96, I'm going to write it here. Next one then, 22 times 4, let's put that in a column. Okay, 2 times 2, oh sorry, 4 times 2, let's get that right Miss Lewis, 4 times 2 is 8, so that means 4 times 20 must be 80, and let's add those together, we get 88. Okay, so we've done the first step. Now we need to add in one of these symbols, okay? So we have got 96 and 88. Remember, our crocodile is always going to be eating our bigger number. I know that 96 is bigger than 88, so I'm going to need this symbol. 96 is more than 88, so 32 times 3 is more than 22 times 4. So well done if you got that one right. That's the end of our maths lesson today, but stay tuned because there'll be another one tomorrow.